Senuran, Muthusamy and Marco Jansen are building a strong partnership in the second session, punishing loose balls with steady boundaries. South Africa have already crossed 400 runs on day 2 of the ongoing second test in Guwahati on Sunday. The visitors did their first wicket after tea as a stumping saw Verreynne depart for 45 of 122 balls. The wicket also ended his partnership with Senuran Muthusamy in the first innings of the ongoing second test. The overnight duo started cautiously and employed a patient approach in the first session, emulating Temba Bavuma's style from the first test. The pair only punished loose balls, with Muthusamy also getting his half-century of 121 balls. The first session was also wicketless as the visitors posted 316 by 6 in the 111 overs at tea. I now have my guest joining me on the broadcast, Shekhar Vijayan, sports commentator. Shekhar, I want to begin by your opening comments.
See, I think this is a very interesting game, the game which India is playing with South Africa here at Guwahati as compared to the Eden Garden. So this game has something to offer for both the batsmen and the bowlers. And, you know, I always felt that India has a big problem against bowling to tail-enders, and that's coming very true right now. Like I mentioned, Marco Jansen and Muthusamy, they're playing really well for South Africa. And South Africa as a team is not something, it's not an easy team to play with. You know, they're the number one team in terms of test championship. They're a team which has got great bowlers, great batsmen. They understand what they need to do in terms of winning on Indian pitches. And the Indian test team in the pitches, in domestic pitches in India, somehow are not as strong as they used to be. I think it's also because of the change which is happening in cricket team in terms of Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma retiring, and Ashwin retiring. So that change and the number of and the people who come in and replace them, it will take time for that change to happen. So there will be losses, in test matches for India, and that's really going to test the mettle of the team in terms of the temperament, the capacity, the capability, and what we're really looking at from the Indian team. So we need to have a lot of patience with them because there will be losses, there will be victories, and this team is in it for the long run. But like I said, South Africa is not an easy team to play with. It's certainly a team which knows what it's getting into when it's playing with India in India, which was not the case earlier. So I think India also needs to play really well. India needs to get these two batsmen out quickly, because tail-enders making runs against India has always been the case. And India needs to have a strategy in terms of how they can get them out quickly and start batting again.
Shekhar, now interestingly, Muthusamy has also stitched the highest partnership of the series with Verreynne and is now also nearing his first Test 100. What would you like to say about that?
I think he's played a very, very balanced innings. If you look at his game, it's not very extravagant, it's not very flamboyant. He's a typical left-hander. When a left-hander plays, you like to watch them play because they look very glorious. And he's the best example of that. He also knows his game well. He's doing something which is called percentage cricket, which is so important in Test cricket. It's about hanging in there, making sure you play the new ball, making sure you tire away the new ball, the new ball bowlers, and also play along with the tail enders. So he's giving confidence to somebody like Marco Jansen, who's actually hit a couple of sixes. So I think looking at Muthusamy, he looks like somebody who's really come of age, and he's one big find for South Africa in this Test too. Because if you're coming and playing in India and scoring run against India in India, on a pitch which both India and South Africa don't really know or understand, which is in Guwahati, I think it speaks for itself. This particular gentleman has a big match temperament, and he's a player to really look and understand and realize that he's meant for something bigger and better here.
Shekhar, but then India also hit a big low under captain Rishabh Pant because they went wicketless in the first session. What would you like to say about that?
So, like I said, Rishabh Pant, he's coming in as a replacement captain for Shubham Gill, who's out because of neck injury. And India's trying to find a way in. See, India needs to really win this game and come back in, because this is very important from getting a from getting a lead in the World Test Championship. That's one. The second thing is South Africa has caught India in its own game plan, which means South Africa is playing percentage cricket. They're not taking too many risks, and whenever they're getting a loose ball, they're hitting it. So this Test cricket in India is all about patience. It's all about attrition. It's all about getting early wickets. And when you don't get early wickets in the first 1 hour, then things become very crucial under the sun. And with, things change very, very quickly for India. So for India, it's very important that the new ball bowlers get them a breakthrough as early as possible, which has not been the case this time around. So India really has a lot of work to be done, and this will be an interesting test match.
Thanks, Shekhar, for joining me on the broadcast. And now we have some G20 summit